You are welcome to Meza Revelation Ministry. It's an end-time ministry focusing on the end of days. And we are focusing on key events and key nations that matter. Today, we are focusing on China. And I'm focusing on China because of a vision that I had regarding China. I had this vision on February the 11th, February 11th, 2021. And in that vision, I was in a cemetery in an African country. I could see that I was in a cemetery, and in that cemetery, I saw Chinese men, and they were controlling the cemetery, and they were controlling who would be buried in that cemetery and who would not be buried in that cemetery. And it was very weird that Chinese will control a cemetery in an African country. A cemetery is a place where dead people are buried. And why would Chinese people control the place where dead people will be buried in Africa, which is not their country? I woke up from the vision, and it was a troubling vision that needs to be interpreted. And so what is your interpretation when you have a vision? You are in a cemetery in an African country, and you see Chinese controlling the cemetery in that African country. When I woke up, I related the vision to the other vision that I've had about China. And I recall that an earlier vision that I had, I was in a restaurant in China. People were eating, and I saw a lot of dead people in the restaurant in China, and it appeared that they were poisoned. So many people were dead in a restaurant after eating some food in China, and they died. It was not long when C-19 spread, and as you are aware, there are so many reports that the C-19, the pandemic or the plandemic, emerged from Wuhan in China, and has spread to all parts of the world, including Africa, Europe, and the United States. So there's no question that China is linked to that pandemic. And so when on February the 11th, 2021, I had a vision where I saw Chinese men controlling a cemetery in Africa and deciding who will be buried there or not. It dawned on me that it is a continuation of the vision that I had, where I saw so many people dying in Chinese restaurant, which appeared to be poisoning. So a poisoning coming from China, China as a source of death, as a source of people being killed in large numbers. And so it tallies with the reports that C-19 originally came from China as a planned pandemic or plandemic to ravage the world. And the vision I had about Chinese men having control over a cemetery in Africa is an indication that it's a warning vision, and that death is linked to China. So the vision I had is a vision about hell, and China being part of that. China being part of the hell that is coming to this world. If you read the Bible, you read about the dragon, and you see China physically being and the dragon. China is linked to the dragon, and China is linked to a pestilence, a pandemic that is so dangerous, that is ravaging the world, is changing the world, and is allowing the Antichrist system to control the world. And God reveals events that are far away. And so the vision that I had on February 11, 2021 about Chinese men controlling cemeteries in Africa is an indication of the role that China is playing in secret realms, in the dark realm, regarding pestilences and deaths that are coming. So we have to be awakened to that, the role of China. Here we're talking about China as a major power, having the capability of even attacking the United States. We also are talking about China that is responsible for the pandemic or the pandemic, as revealed to me in a vision not long before the emergence of COVID-19. And now when I also see a vision about Chinese men controlling cemeteries in Africa, deciding who will be buried and who will not be buried, is a continuation of the sinister plans of China. Of course, not only in Africa, but all over the world. It shows that we are in the end times, and Lucifer and his agents, whether we're talking about the Antichrist or the New World Order elites, they are using China, its technology and its value system to control the world and push it into hell. And so the vision about China controlling cemeteries in Africa is a vision about hell that will be unleashed by China. So it's a prophecy alert showing that we are in the end of days, and it raises a lot of questions about the C-19 and the vax that is coming. And particularly if there's a vax coming from China, we need to be very careful. Of course, we have to be very careful about any vax coming from any part of the world because of this vision, the vision about the poisoning in Chinese restaurants that occurred not long before the spread of the C-19, and then the vision about Chinese controlling African cemeteries at the time that the vax is being exported over the world for people to get a job and get consequences that are very not clear. We are not very sure what is inside the vax and what the consequences are. So it's a prophecy alert for those who are thinking about the vax and whether to take it and not to take it. Thank you for this message.